Learning English through stories works like magic. When your brain connects language to emotions, places, and experiences, everything sticks better. You don't just memorize grammar rules, you feel how real English is used. That's why storytelling is one of the most powerful ways to improve your skills without even noticing. Before we jump in, make sure to like this video, subscribe to NativeFluent, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to level up your English with another wild, immersive adventure. Now, let's get into today's story. I got lost in the back streets of Venice at midnight. Luca had dreamed of Venice for years. The canals, the bridges, the old stone buildings that looked like they were floating. All of it seemed like something from a fairy tale. When he finally arrived, it felt surreal. He checked into a tiny guest house, dropped off his backpack, and walked outside with nothing but a map and a small camera. He spent the whole day exploring. He saw gondolas slide silently through the narrow waterways. He stood on the Rialto Bridge, watching boats pass underneath. He tried gelato from a shop tucked into a corner, and took photos of windows with flower pots spilling over. As the sun dipped behind the rooftops, the city became even more magical. After dinner at a small place near the Grand Canal, he decided to take a final walk before going to bed. The streets were quieter now, and the sound of water lapping against stone echoed through the alleys. He wandered past shops with closed shutters and cafes with stacked chairs. Every turn looked like a painting, but somewhere along the way, Luca realized he didn't know where he was. He pulled out his phone. No signal. The blue dot on the map froze in place, then disappeared. He tried retracing his steps, but every street looked the same, narrow, winding, and dimly lit. The signs on the walls were faded. Some corners led to bridges, others to dead ends. First it felt like a game. Then it felt strange. Then it felt serious. The city had turned into a maze. It was midnight now. The bells of a nearby church rang slowly, and Luca stopped walking. The streets were completely empty. There were no cars in Venice, of course, but not even a dog barked. Just the distant splash of water and the occasional creak of a wooden boat tied to a post. He looked around. No one. Not a single person. The buildings leaned in toward him like they were watching. He walked faster. Then slower. Then stopped again. He found a bridge he didn't recognize and crossed it. On the other side was another narrow path. Another turn. Another silent square. Finally, after walking for what felt like hours, he heard footsteps. Quiet, steady footsteps behind him. He turned, but no one was there. He walked again. The sound returned, then faded. At last he saw a light, a warm yellow glow from a hotel lobby. Not his hotel, but a place with someone behind the front desk. He pushed open the door and smiled weakly at the man inside. The man didn't ask any questions. He just handed Luca a paper map, drew a line with a red pen, and pointed toward the door. Luca stepped back outside. This time he followed the map closely, making sure to check every street sign. It took another 15 minutes, but he finally turned a corner and saw his guest house again, small and quiet under a flickering street lamp. Inside, safe and tired, Luca lay on the bed without taking off his shoes. He didn't even check the photos on his camera. He just stared at the ceiling, listening to the faint sound of water outside the window. That night he learned that Venice was more than beautiful. It was mysterious, ancient, and full of secrets. And while Luca was navigating the labyrinth of Venice, you were learning English naturally. You followed verbs like retraced, wandered, echoed, and creaked. You saw useful structures like somewhere along the way. Not even a dog barked, and felt like a game. You learned how tension builds, how setting creates mood, and how language works without memorization. That's the magic of stories. They teach you through experience. If you enjoyed this adventure and want more exciting ways to level up your English, hit like, subscribe to NativeFluent, and ring that bell so you don't miss the next one. Now tell us in the comments, have you ever gotten lost in a foreign place? What did you do? Your story is the perfect way to practice, and we'd love to hear it.